Hi, I'm John, the director from the Evans Powersports Coolant. We're going to run you through a coolant conversion here on this dirt bike. The street bike is a little bit more involved because of the thermostat, larger capacity, bodywork, that kind of thing. But the idea is the same. We want to get the water out of the system. Yes, we want to get the antifreeze out too, but the water is what's really important. Now, normally when you change the antifreeze in a bike, you'll just drain out of this drain, do a simple drain, put the bolt back in, and then fill it up with your antifreeze. Ours is a little bit different because you need to get the water out of the system. It's a waterless coolant, and the properties that make it better rely on not having water in the system. So we're going to go through a couple of techniques here and show you how to get the water out. Now you'll notice that I didn't open the radiator cap yet. That's because I like to check the system for leaks. If there's a hole in the system, it's going to drain all the way out. But this bike doesn't have a hole, so you can see that it's drawing down. As soon as I open up that cap, it's really going to come out. All right, so that's drained, but there's still some coolant left in the system, and we want to get it all out, all that we can. We're going to pull this hose off so that we open it up. So when I blow air in through the radiator cap, you get a higher volume of airflow. We're just trying to blow out what's in there. Now don't lose the O-ring. Now we're going to use this blower to blow in the radiator and blow out what we can out of the system. You can get one of these obviously from Bike Master, or there's a number of others. If you don't want to get a blower, you don't have a blower, you could use an air compressor. You're not trying to make a high pressure in the system, you're just trying to blow air through it. Some people will even clean out their shop vac and run it backwards as a blower. We're just going to reassemble things a little bit, pour in the prep fluid, then I'm going to start the bike so I can circulate in case it needs to mix in, because it's just going to carry out what's left over, and then we'll be ready to go. So we're going to fill the system with prep fluid. What this does is it will mix with any antifreeze that's left in the system. We're going to run the bike, that'll get it all mixed in so that when we drain the prep fluid out, it will carry out any residual antifreeze that's been left behind. Now, since the job here is to get the water out, there's a very good chance there's still water in the fluid that's in the bike. We've warmed it up. If you warm it up enough, you'll make enough pressure. If you open that cap up, it'll come spraying out at you, okay? So you ought to let it cool down. You can squeeze a hose to see how much pressure there is. If you think the engine might still be hot, but you're under pressure, or you're at the races, you gotta get this thing out. You know what? If you just crack the drain bolt just a little bit, that's a way you can release the pressure. Don't open the cap because you can't control how it comes out of there. Now prep fluid is clear, but you can see there's a little bit of blue from the antifreeze that we blew out earlier. That shows that there was still a little in there. This tool is a refractometer. It's used to measure small quantities of water in a fluid, and it's something that a shop should have if they're doing conversions, especially if they're working on bigger machines like a Goldwing touring bike, UTVs, something with a lot of fluid capacity. You want to make sure you've gotten all the water out. Now, before I pour the fresh coolant in, I'm going to check the water content on the prep fluid that I drained out. If the water content's really high, I'm going to want to do some more prep first. Yeah, as I thought, that's really good. There's barely any water. We're going to blow air through it again, just like we did before. Same process. Now we're just going to zip it back together and fill it up with coolant. Now your drain bolt is going to have a copper or aluminum washer on it to help seal the fluids in. That's a good way to know that you're looking at a drain bolt. Now we're ready to fill it with coolant, but keep in mind some motorcycles will have a vent that you might want to open. Hondas, KTMs will have one on the radiator on the far side. When you open that vent, it allows the coolant to fully fill that radiator. Sometimes bikes will have a vent at the top of the cylinder head. Again, it'll be a bolt with a copper washer or an aluminum washer under it. Check your owner's manual, but you want to get air pockets out of the system. Well, we know after checking the water content of the prep fluid that came out of this, we know this thing's going to be just fine. But at the end of a conversion, you should probably check the water content just to be sure. If you're a shop, you should have a refractometer. If you're doing this at home, hey, you can send us a sample and we'll test it for you. That's not a problem. Just give us a call. So I put a sticker on the radiator cap so that people know not to put water or antifreeze in the system. You're not going to need to top up. You're not going to lose fluid. This is really going to take care of it. It's going to be maintenance free. So this conversion went pretty smoothly on this bike. Dirt bikes are really easy. Street bikes, UTVs, snowmobiles, they take a little bit more effort. Definitely something that people might want to take to their shop to have it done. But at any rate, it's just about getting the water out. That's what we've done. Pretty simple. I'm John from Evans Coolant. You can get in touch with us through our website, our 800 number. Come to us through our social media. We're happy to talk to you, answer your questions. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.